The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your coffee time crew.
Well, good morning, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. So, got my regular Coffee Time crew with me, Carol and Pedro. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Thank God it's Tuesday.
Yeah, and being this is the third Tuesday of the month, we got our Basic Jaws with Andrew Drucastillo today. So that'll be at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time for those that might need a little help with their JAWS or whatever, or whatever screen reader. He does JAWS, MBDA, narrator, all that stuff. So again, if you got some issues with your JAWS and want to come out and hang out with him, pick up a few tips and tricks or ask a few questions, that's what we're here for. So come on out and join us, and you know what I'm saying?
Come learn some tips and tricks.
Learn some tips and tricks, or maybe you know, you can offer some that, you know, again, we're open to, you know, we're networking. We're trying to
are welcome and stuff like that. Andrew does a good job. He has a lesson plan planned out, but he does open up for people to put in a question, and if he's able to answer it right there, he does it, or he gets back at you. But he does his thing. He does his thing. That's his profession.
I mean, that's what he does every day, all day long. He trains people that have never really used screen readers before, as well as some that have, you know, limited experience. But he's one that's been around since screen readers first came into play. You know, well, he's been blind all his life, so he's been using screen readers from day one, you know.
Right.
So when JAWS first came out, he was already kind of, you know, knowing exactly what he was doing. So JAWS was a new experience, made everything easier for him and all that kind of stuff. But now he, like I said, he pretty much has certifications and all of that kind of stuff. JAWS, MBDA, again, you know, Word, Zoom text, he even had to do the Fusion, you know, and he ain't got no sight, but he had, because of his job, he had to get certified and all that stuff. So, and he has a master's in assistive technology. So, hey, I let Andy do his thing. You know, he's a good dude. So, anyway, come out again and join us again at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, and Andy be more than happy to help you out. So, on that note, got a variety of topics for you today. This first one is something they're saying has been going on for quite a while, and I believe it because I do remember this, you know. So anyway, it's the air when you're on an airplane. Okay, you would think, okay, man, well, we're up there, way up in the sky. We should be getting some really, really, really fresh air. But because of the aerodynamics and, you know, the engineering of the plane, they can't just put a scoop, you know what I'm saying, to collect the air, the fresh air. It's got to be filtered in. And evidently they're doing what they call bleed air that comes in through the motors. And it's has a tendency to put some toxic air inside the airplane cabin. So check this out.
Hey Blind United crew, grab your first cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this first article. Toxic air at 30,000 feet. the hidden danger in commercial flights. Flying might feel like freedom, but for some passengers and crew, it's becoming a health hazard. A growing number of airline workers and travelers are reporting symptoms like dizziness, nausea, and even long-term neurological issues, symptoms they believe are caused by toxic fumes leaking into airplane cabins. At the heart of the issue is a decades-old design flaw in many aircraft. The air passengers breathe is often drawn directly from the engines through a system called bleed air. While this process is meant to be safe, it can occasionally allow engine oil, hydraulic fluid, or other chemicals to seep into the cabin air. These leaks, known as fume events, are rarely acknowledged by airlines and often go unreported. Flight attendants and pilots have been sounding the alarm for years. Some have even left the industry due to chronic health problems they believe stem from repeated exposure. One former flight attendant described feeling drunk and disoriented mid-flight, only to discover that a fume event had occurred. Others report memory loss, tremors, and respiratory issues that persist long after landing. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, has been slow to respond, citing a lack of definitive data. But advocacy groups and researchers argue that the evidence is mounting. A recent study found that nearly 60% of surveyed airline crew members had experienced symptoms consistent with toxic exposure. Some airlines have begun installing air quality sensors and filters, but these upgrades are not yet industry standard. Legal action is beginning to take shape. A group of flight attendants recently filed a class action lawsuit against a major U.S. airline, alleging that repeated exposure to contaminated air caused irreversible health damage. The case could set a precedent for future claims and force the industry to take stronger action. Internationally, some countries are ahead of the curve. Australia and the UK have launched formal investigations into cabin air quality, and certain European carriers have already begun retrofitting aircraft with advanced filtration systems. In contrast, U.S. airlines have largely resisted change, citing cost and lack of regulatory pressure. Passengers are also at risk, especially those with pre-existing conditions. Experts recommend staying hydrated, using personal air purifiers, and reporting any unusual smells or symptoms during a flight. But without systemic change, these are only stopgap measures. As the aviation industry continues to grow, so does the urgency to address this hidden health crisis. The skies may be friendly, but the air we breathe up there deserves a closer look. With more voices joining the call for transparency and reform, the pressure is mounting for airlines and regulators to act. What are your thoughts on this issue? Have you or someone you know experienced symptoms during a flight? Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, for me, this one here kind of hits a little close to home. I didn't think about it until after seen the article, right? But it coincidentally, my late wife, she was suffering with COPD. For those that may not know, that's a respiratory illness that can become fatal, right? So anyway, we were actually on our way to Florida for my first time going to a national convention.
Mm.
And my wife literally had an event on the airplane where she could not breathe. Okay. To the point to where they did some rearranging of some seats. They found somebody that was a medic and, moved him next to us so he could monitor her. The captain came out and said, hey, look, what are we doing here? Do I need to land this plane or what? And my wife just said, no, let's go. And he literally went back up in the cabin and pulled that handle back a little bit. And we literally got to Florida almost an hour early.
Whoa.
He dropped the hammer on that baby. But it just makes me, reflect back and think, was it one of these events? You understand what I'm saying? Was she, I can't remember whether I smelled anything at that time. I do remember having that smell being on airplanes, which most of us probably would, right? Just an oily smell. If you know what oils, burnt oil or hydraulic
Like
fluid smells like.
fume smell.
Yeah, yeah, it's the fumes, but
Mm-hmm.
it's because of the oil and
Hmm.
hydraulic
Hmm.
fluid, that's being burnt, within the engine cavity, the engine, compartment, right?
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
And,
Right.
and it's not being filtered properly before it comes into the cabin.
Hmm.
This
Hmm.
is what's causing this issue. Imagine the pilot having that effect, feeling drunk or whatever, wanting to pass out in mid-flight or
Mm.
losing his memory, whatever, right? I commend these, foreign airlines for, taking action and starting to do something.
Hmm.
But it does not surprise me that American Airlines are, oh no, well, we don't have no
Right.
definitive data. We don't,
We
the
don't have
cost and all of
money.
this. Yeah,
Come on.
you're already being subsidized, number one. Okay. Number two, it's all about the bottom line with corporate America. Okay. And again, it's all about standards and regulations and guidelines, right? So if they don't report it, guess what? Then nobody investigates, then no
Hmm.
guidelines, no regulations, whatever, no standards get imposed upon them. Okay.
Hmm.
But again, I'm glad to see these folks that are dealing with this on a daily basis. I mean,
Hmm.
these pilots and stewardesses and stuff like that. I mean, they up in that plane probably more than they're on the ground, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
So for
That's
them to
true.
breathe that stuff is,
It's
and they're getting these long term, irreversible illnesses from this. Man,
mm,
sue that butt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make
I
them
got money.
step up and do what they need to do. You know,
Hmm.
well, even if they don't have the money, what do, Pedro? I mean, bottom line, they just act like they want to file bankruptcy or whatever, and then they sell American Airlines off to TWA or Southwest or whatever.
Something. They start consolidating.
Right, they start consolidating. You know what I'm saying? Just to, but it is what it is, man. They need to fix that. They really
Yes.
need to fix that. So,
Yeah. On my way back, this last month, we went to Vegas, and we flew there. And going there, no problem. Everything was good, right? But when we got on the plane in at Vegas, I was like, I smell carbon dioxide. I was like, I smell something.
Mm.
Something was off. And I was tripping. I was like, like, is it because the doors open? When sometimes the engine's running, you smell fumes, like
Right.
that's what I was kind of smelling, like low though. And I was like, what is that? And then I was adjusting my air to hit me, and then adjusting it for my better half, and then when the air was like hitting me, I was like, I'm smelling it coming through the little thing that shoots air at you. But I
The
was like,
vent.
yeah, the vent, and I was like, "Is this like because of doors or what am I tripping?" And then I was like, "I hope this gets better because it's like it might not bother or do type of effect, but it was like a small lingering, like of pollution or what, but it wasn't smelling like that outside in the air, like when I was outside the plane walking around in the airport or even outside the airport. Like it was inside the plane. And look, once we got on the plane, and I guess like everything kicked in, or probably all the functions and the air conditioner, it started went away. It went away. But at first I was like thinking, should I tell somebody?
Mm.
I didn't know should I or not, honestly. But I was like, I was a little like whoa,
Right.
But it went away once we started, getting the air. It went away, you know.
Wow.
But I was like, I don't know. I didn't know where it was coming from. But I swear, smelling it from that vent. So I was like, I don't know if it's picking up what sometimes you park and you have the vents running, like the fan. The AC is
Mm-hmm.
not running, but the fan is, because your car's off, or it's on standby, whatever you put it on, to let the fan run. But the AC doesn't kick in until you actually turn on the car.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so I was thinking, could it be that? But see, I'm not no mechanic or anything, so I was like, I don't know. I didn't even know, should I ask the question or what should I do? And then I was like, well, they're professionals. They're on here every day. They should know what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, now you know. I mean, again,
Yeah, now I know. Like, whoa.
no, we got to talk to these folks. Whatever you smell at, no. Bottom line, let's get this on the record because again, if something happens, then we need it to be documented, and that way we can come back at them if necessary, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Right.
right quick, Tisha says good morning. So
Good
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 morning.
morning,
morning,
Tisha.
Tisha.
Uh,
Like
uh,
an incident report, that's what you're referring it to.
I mean,
A
again,
complaint.
just complaint. You know what I'm saying? File a
Right,
complaint. Okay,
right,
I
right.
I told stewardess, or flight attendant, such and such, so and so, get their name. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So you know exactly who you reported it to, all of that kind of stuff. Because again, this could become a serious issue. I mean, myself personally, I have developed COPD. It's nowhere near as devastating on me as it was to my wife. But again, what if it triggers something,
That's
right?
true.
That is
That's true.
true.
And
And mm-hmm.
it's. I mean, air is something that we just take for granted, like sight. We can't see it, we can't taste it, we can't touch it, we can feel it, and to not be able to breathe is tragic when you're up in the air, and it's not like you can roll down a window. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I should start traveling with oxygen or some type of air filter. The amazing thing is corporate facilities, these corporations, it's all about the bottom line, and they could fix this. I mean, think about it. We have astronauts that are breathing normally outside of this planet, you all.
Well,
They
there
are
ain't no
not,
oxygen.
Houston does not have a problem, but we cannot fix something that can save our lives down here on Earth. I mean, how ridiculous is that? The greed of our country, but
Mm-hmm.
we can't take care of the things we need to.
Well,
You
please don't
know,
say our country, Carol, because we're not all of us agree. The greed of corporate America.
corporate America. Well, corporate America
Mm-hmm.
is the American dream. And that's the sad thing. Somebody tragically has to pass away in order for something to change. You don't have enough people that are even manning these airplanes, so they're running into each other, they're exploding in air, and lives are being lost. And now
Tires
we can't
falling.
breathe now that we're trying to travel.
Mm-hmm.
This is awful.
Yeah, and like Ed said, his wife has respiratory problems.
Right.
Myself I have a respiratory problem. So these when you buy your ticket, you expect everything to be on check. You're
Hmm.
30,000 feet in the air. Everything needs to be in check. You're flying.
Right.
And for them to be like, oh, we're cutting. Well, you know what? Let's cut and you get on that plane.
Mm.
Don't fly private. Get on that plane. And it's kind of sad because we have companies that are big. They won't issue an apology. They won't admit to certain accidents when it comes to certain vehicles that accelerate and had accidents. They won't apologize. They would just pay out, and don't admit. It's pretty
Well,
sad.
Well, they
I mean,
allocate money just for that, because it's less financially a burden for them to just pay someone who sues compared to fixing the problem on everything they have out there. That's
well,
sad.
they got insurance for when people sue. That's
Well,
basically what
that's what
that
I
is.
mean. Yeah, that's the money.
But I mean, it's just sad that
Mhm.
that this is going on in American airline companies, whatever. They're not doing anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's really really sad the way corporate America just does everything they can to try to take advantage of the American people. So anyway, we're going to move forward and get into this next article after a couple promos.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
Hey, coffee time crew, we got something new. Support the mission and look fresh too. Fresh rock that blue with the logo in white. Blind United shirts, yeah, they feeling right. Just 20 to hand and you're part of the cause. Helping blind folks level up, no pause cars. From Jaws with Andy to Hall Ace Tips. Support group love and crochet kits. Movie nights rolling, the vibes are lit. Every shirt you buy helps all of it. So cop that tee, be proud to wear. You're lifting up lives with every pair. Email us now, don't let it slide. Info at Blind United or join the pride.
All right. Well, again, like we say, them T-shirts are still for sale. I mean, if you want to represent what we do here at Blind United and help spread the word and get our brand out there, man, we would really, really appreciate it. But if you don't happen to want a T-shirt, then again, we're selling them in order to try to keep providing everything that we're providing here for free. So if you'd like to help out with that mission, again, we'll accept any donation, $5, $50, $5 million. It doesn't matter, but no one is too small and no one is too large. So anyway, this next one, for those that participate in it, they probably be pretty interested in it. So let's get into this next article. It's all about the sale of TikTok.
Hey Blind United crew, grab your second cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this second article. TikTok's future in the US may finally be settled. After years of uncertainty, TikTok's fate in the United States may be reaching a turning point. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced that the US and China have agreed on a framework deal that could allow TikTok to continue operating in the country under strict conditions designed to protect national security and user data. The popular video-sharing app, owned by Chinese tech giant ByteDance, has faced intense scrutiny from U.S. lawmakers and regulators over concerns that user data could be accessed by the Chinese government. These concerns led to multiple attempts to ban or force the sale of TikTok's U.S. operations, sparking legal battles and diplomatic tensions. The new framework reportedly includes provisions for data localization, meaning all U.S. user data must be stored on servers located within the United States. It also outlines independent oversight mechanisms, including regular audits and a third-party board to monitor compliance. ByteDance would retain ownership, but operational control of TikTok's U.S. platform would shift to a newly formed American subsidiary. Privacy advocates are cautiously optimistic. While the deal doesn't eliminate foreign ownership, it does introduce safeguards that could reduce the risk of data misuse. Critics, however, argue that enforcement will be difficult and that the app's algorithm, central to its success, remains under ByteDance control. For TikTok's 150 million U.S. users, the announcement brings a sense of relief. The app has become a cultural force, especially among younger audiences, and many feared losing access to the platform altogether. Content creators, small businesses, and educators who rely on TikTok for outreach and income have been closely watching the negotiations. The deal also signals a shift in how the U.S. approaches tech regulation. Rather than banning platforms outright, officials appear to be favoring structured oversight and transparency. This could set a precedent for future negotiations with other foreign-owned apps and services. Still, the framework is not yet finalized. Congress will likely weigh in, and enforcement details are expected to be debated in the coming weeks. ByteDance has not publicly commented on the agreement, and Chinese officials have expressed concern about what they view as unfair targeting of their companies. As the digital landscape continues to evolve, the TikTok deal may serve as a blueprint for balancing innovation, privacy, and international cooperation. Whether it's enough to satisfy critics remains to be seen, but for now, TikTok is still dancing. Do you think this framework goes far enough to protect user data? Or should the US take a harder stance? Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I mean, of course, I'm not, as everybody that knows me knows, I'm not a super, social media kind of person. What little bit of social media I do is just out of necessity for Blind United. So my experience with this stuff is really, really limited. But just in listening to the article, I mean, I get what they're saying about all American data is supposed to be stored on servers here in America. But if it's still owned by the Chinese company, don't they still have access to that server? I mean, it just makes sense to me, right?
Right.
So I don't know. Again, I don't really know. I just know it's really, really popular. I mean, come on, 150 million American users. I mean, that's, probably at least, a quarter or a third of our population, that's on that one platform, and it seems to be growing really, 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 really fast, and becoming a lot more popular than some of the other meta platforms. I mean, X to me fell way off once it got sold and from being TikTok. So, but again, I don't see what these changes are really doing to really, protect us. I mean, again, because I believe if I own the company, even though the data is being stored on the server over there, because it's mine, I still got access to it. So if I want that data, I can get in there and get it. So that's my thought. Anyway,
I mean, it's not, doesn't sound like it's real private, and I'm not a TikTok or social media type of person either. Maybe when I get a computer, I might try to do Facebook or get off in there and do something. But I see that, my little cousins and even some of my friends and family, they are like programmed by TikTok. I've actually been in a car with someone who's doing TikTok driving. It's like it's taking over the world. And it's it's just, to me, I just don't get it. It's not accessible to me. So I don't even think that once I got other things to make me supposedly build up my social media or what have you, start getting involved in stuff like that, I don't think TikTok will be something that I would get on because it doesn't seem to be accessible. All I hear is music, but I don't know if they dance and if it's a video, or they may be talking about something that just doesn't seem to grab my attention. So, that might be something that I'm just not going to get into, but I do hear that everybody around me seems to be involved with it. They seem to just love it. So however it comes about financially, who gets this, who gets that, I really don't care. Maybe in the future I might become a TikToker, I don't know. But right now, I'm just not interested in it.
go for it, Pedro. I know
Well,
you do TikTok.
yeah, I do all of them. I follow. I follow the lawsuits uh, Congress has against social media companies. That's all top major social media companies have been in front of Congress on their algorithms. TikTok has not really got any type of negative criticism on their algorithm. Facebook is one of the major ones that has got some blowback, and there were some Congress hearings and stuff like that, and Mike Zuckerberg had to show up and things like that. And they got some scrutiny by our congressmen. But that aside, let's not forget most of these social medias have user data overseas. It's not only TikTok, okay? Um, I believe I can't really believe what I'm saying, but what I'm gonna say. But the thing is, it seems like they're trying to grip another company that's smaller and doing good, and grab their success and bring it to their platform, or whoever is trying to grab this social media is trying to come up with What data? Whatever subsidy got built right now, what they just said in the article, we don't know what's their intentions or what company is this. We don't even know if they could even handle the data or how they're gonna save the data. We have people in even in government positions that do weird moves like saving things into cloud servers, no password, no security. We don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? And they're trying to store data. And yes, I know they complained, oh, they getting our data and they're probably sending it to that Chinese. And the thing is, the way it's a server that is not even in Chinese, in the China country, it's not over there. It's not here. It's oh man, I forgot. I'm blanking on the server's location. I was reading about this a cool minute ago, but there is no indications that this data is going to the Chinese government. And if that's the problem they have, that the Chinese could get our data, well, there is companies that have password data and emails and user data saved over there in servers over there. But no one's talking about that data, right?
Mm-mm.
We're talking about this data right here that oh, what you like on your video, which video you like. Oh, you know what else they could find right there? What polit what side of politics you stand, okay?
Well, I hear you.
I talk
Yeah.
when I talk about certain things in that spectrum, I get like my traffic slows down.
Hmm.
I don't get the views that I usually get with my regular content. I'm just saying what I'm experiencing. Not over there, not on TikTok. People gonna like it. They're gonna like it. You like something, they're gonna show you what that type of topic that you like. You know, but um, I don't know. I guess they're just creating a boogeyman to kind of get their hands on this.
Well, I mean, they talk about China like China's Doctor Evil. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's don't get me wrong. I understand that there's a communist country and so on and so forth, but the image that America portrays of China is not the true image of China.
Mm-mm,
I mean,
No.
again, there's a lot of advancements and stuff going on over there. It's a lot of technology. I mean, right now they number one in the EV industry.
mm-hmm,
Electric vehicle industry.
mm-hmm.
I mean, they're if not, then fastly approaching. Being one of the top contenders for AI technology.
Yeah.
Got
All of this
cheaper
different kind
rate.
of. I mean, and then and just to solidify what you're saying. Why are you know companies here outsourcing their data storage over there because it's cheaper. We already know corporate America's gonna
Yes,
do whatever they can to cut a corner and
Hmm.
save a dime. So if
yes.
they can store it on a server over there cheaper than what they can store it on a server over here, trust and believe they're gonna do that.
Yeah, but look, and this is just X, and Twitter was doing it before Elon. X saves their data here. They save their data here.
Hmm.
We have companies that save data, a lot of data. Yes, it is cheaper, and I really can't tell if it is or not. But the thing the question is our data secure? Is the government over there going through things? Do they have access to it? It's some of the questions. And they're saying since TikTok is giving them data and they're gathering all this data, so we should assume that they could gather data from the things we're sending that way. You know what I mean? From other companies as well, if that's the case. You know, China, like I was stating last time, has a 6 point something GDP growth year by year by year. And we have a 2%. China has one of the world's best transportation systems that they have built over the last 30 years. I know communists. I don't subscribe to that type of government type of system. It's not for us, but because they have kind of like a unity up and down, they can make big projects happen. We kind of slowed down on big projects in our country due to, not not seeing eye to eye and those issues and how to go by it, you know. But I feel like if this if we want TikTok to keep their data here, we need it across the whole board. We need it across the board, not just them. Why you pick
Well,
on all
again,
them?
nobody's in. Nobody again. I still say, even though it's being stored here, if the primary owners of the company are out of the country, they're going to have access to that data. Okay, there's no way in
They
the
have a
world.
separation from what I was reading. When ByteDance went in front of the Congress, they explained to them the separation, how this is a sub company, and that the parent company is over there, that they don't abide by those laws. They abide by the United States law because this is their base company. That's why it's
And that really sounded good, didn't it?
well, yeah, well, that's how they
But you
put it.
know
But
it
think
ain't
about it.
so. You
But
know
you
it
get
ain't
Gotta,
my
so.
point, right? You get my point.
I mean, you look at
Uh,
the corporations that have their board that's outside of what we serve. You know, they still got to have access to all of that data. If they're in
well,
Africa and they have corporations here, they got to have access to that data. You know, so
the boards won't have access to the data. The ones running they get reports, right? The
right.
analysts, the ones creating the like algorithms and all that, they're gonna have all that data,
Hmm.
right,
you
and the
know.
board can request whatever data they want
That they
from
that they
that data.
want,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so
so that
they'll
I
have
mean, but that's
access
my
to it.
point. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't see where you're actually eliminating the problem by
You're not.
forcing them to store it here. Okay, so that's just my point on it. I mean, again, there's just like anything else. I mean, you can't tell me that I own a fleet of Cadillacs, but I can only drive this one over here in the corner. No, I'm gonna drive every one of them if I want to because I own them all. Okay, you're not gonna tell me what I can and cannot do with what I own. You know what I'm saying? And whether they agree to certain things or not, again, like I said, it sounds good. Okay, they're saying what everything to sound good to allow them to continue doing business, but I mean, I'm not going to believe that, again, I'm not as bad on, China as a lot of people, America wants us to be, but I'm not going to assume that those China executives are not just as ruthless as these American executives.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be that naive. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
again, I mean, I don't know. I mean, is there an answer to this? I don't know because I'm not a tech person. But again, I imagine that if all of the really really strong tech engineers and brilliant people get together, they can come up with a solution for all of this. But part of
It
their
did. It's
job,
selling it off to an American company.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if we're going to stand on the soapbox of protecting our data, right? Then
Hmm.
they can do something, not just conform to, okay, well, this is another stream of revenue for us. And that's
Right.
what they're
Right.
doing right now. It's just
Right.
another stream of revenue. I
Hmm.
mean, America's worried that, China's going to get some top secret information or whatever. I don't know, whatever. But again, if they want it, they got people right here can get it for them. They don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? They got corporate spies right here, you know, sitting in the same bed boardrooms with everybody else. So anyway, let's move on. We got ready, get ready for our third article. So if you would, sir, a couple more promos. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS game night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Have you ever wondered what it's really like to be blind? Ever wanted to ask questions but held back, afraid of offending? Blind United invites you to replace that fear with fun, learning and connection at our 4th annual Walk a Mile in My Shoes challenge. Join us Saturday, October 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Wayfinder Family Services, 50 Huntington Angeles, Vista Boulevard, Los Angeles. Experience everyday attacks blindfolded, like pouring a cup of water. Try assistive technology like screen reader computers and iPhones. Get a hands-on braille lesson and discover how independence is built every day. Smile, laugh, and learn alongside the blind community. No pressure, just pleasure. Help us build bridges, close gaps, and make connections. Walk a mile in my shoes and see the world in a whole new way.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to do this way. I personally challenge every sighted person living here in the LA, Orange County, San Bernardino area to come out and take this challenge. Again, we're not trying to make fun of you, whatever. We're just trying to have fun with it. We're trying to educate you. We're trying to get you to understand what it's like to live life as a blind person so that we can all have better awareness of one another. We're trying to affect change by creating awareness. It's just that simple. But I mean, again, every time I go out the house, every time I get on the train, no matter where I'm at and what I'm doing, I always have people coming up to me asking me different little questions or whatever, assuming little things, whatever. I am personally challenging each and every one of you to come out and experience this for a few minutes. It's not going to take long. I mean, again, the event's going on from 10 to 3. But in all actuality, you can do the challenges and be on your way in less than an hour, if that's your choice. But the main key in this is come and gain the understanding. Come and get the awareness. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you see people that are dealing with their blindness and walking out and doing their thing, you have a newfound respect for them and what they're doing versus, oh, I wonder if they're lost or do they know where they're going? Oh, look, whatever
Right.
the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Come take the challenge. I challenge you. Come take the challenge. If you're not on our email list, please email me at info@blindunited.org. I'll send you a link where you can get registered. If you're on Facebook, you can run over to our Facebook group. It's pinned at the top in the feature. You can get the link right there. to register and come out and take the challenge. Don't sleep on this. This is a lot of good education for you. I mean, I wholeheartedly believe in it, and I'm just trying to get everybody I can to come out and take this challenge and learn how to not only understand the blind people, but learn how to interact with us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not against people helping us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what we are against is people coming up, grabbing on us and pulling on us. Okay? Again, if you want to help us, just walk up, hey, excuse me, do you need any help with anything?
Well, if you want to know how to help us and want to know how to experience, come on through and come on down to Wayfinder Family Services in Los Angeles, guys. The time is getting tight, Ed. I know I'm just, but yes, if you would like to know those questions that Ed just asked, you want to know what is rude and what seems off to us, come out and find out. Come ask them, some blind individuals, and come take the challenge with us.
Come take the challenge. I mean, that's all you got to do. You'll have fun with it. You'll learn a whole bunch of stuff. And like I said, we'll have fun with it. So anyway, we're going to get into, everybody's got this hype going right now. We've got a couple more days. The new iPhone's going to be released, and all the pre-orders and all that stuff is going on right now. So let's do this article, and we'll have a little time on the other side to talk about it.
Hey Blind United crew, grab your last cup as the Coffee Time crew gets into this third article. iPhone 17 hype builds as Apple unveils its thinnest and smartest device yet. Apple fans are buzzing as the countdown to the iPhone 17 release hits its final stretch. With pre-orders already underway and the official launch set for Friday, September 19th, excitement is building around what Apple calls its most advanced iPhone ever. The iPhone 17 lineup includes 4 models: the standard iPhone 17, the ultra-thin iPhone 17 Air, the iPhone 17 Pro, and the powerhouse iPhone 17 Pro Max. Each model brings something new to the table, but it's the Air and Pro Max that are turning heads. The iPhone 17 Air is Apple's thinnest phone yet, just 5.5 millimeters thick, and features a sleek aluminum frame, a 6.6-inch display, and a single 48MP rear camera. Designed for portability, it's ideal for users who want a lightweight device without sacrificing performance. However, its slim profile means a smaller battery, which Apple hopes to offset with a more energy-efficient A19 chip and a silicon anode battery. Meanwhile, the iPhone 17 Pro Max is built for power users. It boasts a 6.9-inch display, triple 48MP rear cameras with up to 8x optical zoom, and a massive 5,000 mAh battery. It also introduces vapor chamber cooling to manage heat during high-performance tasks like gaming and video editing. All models come with Apple's new A19 chip, built on a 3nm process, offering faster speeds and better battery life. The Pro models feature the A19 Pro chip, which supports Apple Intelligence, Apple's suite of on-device AI tools for translation, image generation, and more. The front-facing camera across the lineup has been upgraded to 24MP, and the Pro models support dual video recording from both front and rear cameras simultaneously. Apple also introduced a new action button and expanded dynamic island features for live alerts and multitasking. Color options include lavender, mist blue, sage green, white, and black for the standard models, while the Pro series adds cosmic orange and deep blue to the mix. Prices start at $799 for the base iPhone 17 and go up to $1,999 for the 2TB Pro Max. A recent survey shows nearly 70% of current users plan to upgrade to the iPhone 17, with battery life and camera improvements cited as top reasons. Apple's strategy of blending sleek design with powerful performance seems to be paying off. As launch day approaches, tech enthusiasts and everyday users alike are preparing to experience the next evolution in mobile technology. Whether you're drawn to the ultra-thin Air or the feature-packed Pro Max, the iPhone 17 is shaping up to be a defining moment in Apple's smartphone legacy. Are you planning to upgrade? Which model catches your eye? Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Well, I am definitely not planning on upgrading, so I guess I'm not part of that 70%. I'm good. I got a 16 Pro, and well, I'm sorry, I got a 15 Pro, and I'm good until it don't work no more. I mean, I bought it because, number one, because it had the lidar camera system in it, but at the same time, the rumors were that it would also have the Apple Intelligence capabilities, which are not fully in yet, but I guess they're coming. But again, no, I'm not planning on upgrading to my phone, but I am interested in looking into some of the other products they coming out, like the AirBud 3s, Pros, whatever they call them. But anyway, I'm thinking really serious about getting me a pair of those. But other than
Mm-mm.
that, I'm good. I'm good with my phone for now.
Well, I do plan on, upgrading. I have an iPhone 12, and I was first thinking about possibly going to, the 16, but I may actually do the 17. Now, I will admit, I'm not really interested in the colors because I can't see them. So if I get something black, that's fine. I heard them talking about, this thin phone, and every phone I get, I have to put a case on it anyway. Um, I don't know if I would invest in the Pro Max because it's if it's as big as the regular 16 Max, my phones go in my pocket. I don't want anything extremely heavy anyway. I carry my wallet, I have my keys, I have my phone, hand sanitizer, all this stuff is in my pockets. So I don't want to be weighed down. But all of it sounds very interesting according to the stuff that it can do. You know, I believe in holding on to my phones. Everybody like iPhone 12. I've been with T-Mobile for over 25 years. And in that 25 years, I've only had 5 phones. I keep my phones until I just have to upgrade. And right now, with what I have, based on all of this new technology that's coming out, my phone is just not going to be able to do it. So unless you have a 15 or above, I'm behind the curve and I want to stay above. So I've got to get something. The $2,000 price tag, 19.99. I mean, come on, that's $2,000 all day long for me for the Pro Max. That's pricey. And if it's a heavy phone, I don't know. But I do plan on maybe looking into the 17 Pro, although they didn't kind of say any nice features about it. So I don't know the difference between the 16 Pro and the 17 Pro, but they did specify the Air and then the Pro Max. And I know definitely I'm not going to get the Pro Max. But the Air, as far as, like I say, the thinness, I still would have to get a case on any phone. So, and the battery life too, being blind, I'm using all of this assistive technology stuff. So I don't want to have to be an explosive device where I've got my battery pack, I've got my backpack with this, I've got my phone, I don't want to have to carry a whole bunch of unnecessary things just to stay charged up because of the slimness of a phone. So, um, I need as much juice as I can have. So I'll figure it out. But I'm excited about it coming out. I just don't know if I'll be in the line of folks on Friday because it's gonna be a line of folks. Now, if they were doing Jordans, yeah, I might be in the line. But the phone, the 17 coming out on Friday, nah, I'll wait probably until the weekend or next week sometime. But I plan on getting something.
Well, there's really not a lot of difference between, to my knowledge anyway, between the 17 Pro and the 17 Pro Max, other than size.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the Pro, if you can get 2 terabytes with the Pro Max. I don't know if you can get it with the regular Pro, but again, I don't need that much storage. So, but anyway, that's what I feel about it. I know you really interested in that the Air, Pedro.
Yeah. Noticeable upgrades from the 16 to the 17. Slightly faster battery life on both Pro models are moved up. So even the Pro model, the basic Pro model, is gonna have a increased battery life as well. the camera setup is slightly different to capture, and I feel like this is a better setup. The cameras are lined up so they get a good field view all across. Um, Able to record to both cameras in the same time, front and back. That's pretty dope. I could see it coming useful for navigating applications like Be My Eyes and that use operators or IRA. You know what I mean? I could understand how that could become useful. Um, the faster processing that they're gonna have coming up on rumors are stating on spring is gonna require faster processing, and it having a 12 gig RAM. Damn, that's a step up. We're at
Mm-hmm.
8 gig RAM. I think it's like iPhone 15 6. This kind of actually went up a cool little drastic move up. Uh, I think they introduced Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, for better energy usages, faster connectivity to your Bluetooth devices as well. Um, the cooling system is new. That is new. We know when you charge your phone or sometimes even run some of these power apps, your phone gets hot. I was running the beta. I was having battery issues with the beta. I think I'm in the more GM version now, the Gold Master version of the iOS. So I'm gonna still be checking that out. But yeah, the iPhone Air did catch my attention. The iPhone Air at first. Um, I was thinking, nah, it's skinny, battery life. I'm hearing all these different people talk about the iPhone Air and how it's gonna die. It's gonna die, and because it's thin. Yes, it has a condensed battery. That's new type of technology. I wonder. I gotta look up and read up on it because sometimes Apple has these terms and stuff, and I need to go see what they trying to say and what type of technology they're using on their batteries. But when they announced that it had a Pro chip, I was like, oh snap! And the most updated Pro chip. Plus, this iPhone has chips that are developed by Apple that other phones don't have. And I was talking about in my video, my unseen adventures, about how Apple, Apple's dream is to have a slab of ice, a slab of glass, and have no ports, no buttons, no nothing like that. It's just like a little slab of ice, like glass. Um, and we've been moving away from that since the iPhone 12, 13, 14, 15. Like it got bulkier, the protruding camera, and all this stuff. You know what I mean?
But again, you still
Now,
have to buy a case, Pedro. I mean,
the
the
case
minute
is
they
not
can
gonna
make a
be as
phone
thick as you
where,
think, Carol.
huh?
The case is not gonna be thick as. If you want to get an outer box, it's gonna be thick. You could.
Right.
This thing is titanium.
I
with
got you.
with the videos that I've seen online of them trying to bend this phone and no success.
Well, all of the accessories is what seems to be the big thing that they're doing now too. I mean, is the plug going to be the same? I mean, I heard that
Oh,
the
the plug is the
16.
same.
Oh, it is the same.
It's USB-C. It's not that lightning plug that you have on the 12. It's all the phones. Everything that that is technology is moving to that USB-C. It started with the European over there in Europe because less cables, less pollution, less trash in the environment. And I think we should move to the USB-C. Apple was just trying to keep their Lightning because that's the proprietary. And when some maker wants to make that Lightning, they have to pay Apple for that proprietary use. Apple doesn't have that with the USB-C. So they can't charge. They were making money back in the back end with the chargers.
Okay.
So I understand, why we needed that charger. I didn't like what Apple was kind of doing, right there. But having a uniform charger, I could charge my AirPods, I could charge my phone, or I could charge my other 2, 3, 4, 5 other devices that have a USB-C, like my glasses, my battery packs, one of my other electric devices. They all have that type of connection. Why not the iPhone? Why not bring them all and unify them? But this iPhone Air, guys, my son told me like this. I told him, man, I don't know, the battery, you have to buy a battery pack. And he goes, Dad, you have a battery pack already that just snaps in the back of your phone. Why you just use that? Like, we all have battery packs. And he did have a point.
Well,
I have an iPhone 16 Pro, and I sometimes need to use my battery pack. And I do have that. It's ultra slim. It's not ultra slim, ultra light. And I could just snap it on, charge it real quick, and get off, and boom, back to my skinny phone.
So,
you know, that's why I bought the battery pack for it, to charge my devices.
So, all right. Well, we at the end. Want to throw Tisha's last comment in there right quick. She said Jayon has a 16 Pro. So,
all right.
But anyway, again, we're going to keep bringing this kind of stuff to you. You know what I'm saying? As it comes out, we're going to, share our opinions about it, whether you want to hear them or not, I guess. But we're just trying to keep everybody informed. So, again, like I said earlier, if you want to do more, be more productive with your JAWS, MEDA, narrator, whatever the case may be, come on out tonight, get with Andy, 6:30 p.m., and he can definitely help you out. In the meantime, in between time, please like, subscribe, share, follow, comment, all that good stuff. Help us keep pushing this thing forward so we can get the message out to more and more people as we move forward. So until tomorrow, everybody have a really, really, really great rest of your Tuesday. If you have an opportunity, have a taco for me today.
Yum.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a blessed one.